What's up, guys? I'm Wes.
I'm the Rage.
You're watching CageSide, your monthly MMA show. Let's get the show on the road with the highlights of EFC Africa 21.
The continent's two best featherweights will clash in the hexagon as the undefeated champion Demart the Wolf Penna takes on the Durban bad boy and BJJ specialist Abdul Hollywood Hassan. And two giants will collide for a shot at the heavyweight title as the Angolan wrecking machine Bernardo the Black Panther Makishi goes to war with the striking colossus and kickboxing king Soares the Guru Khavalar. Demart Penna versus Abdul Hassan. Bernardo Makishi versus Soares Khavalar. EFC Africa 21, 25 July, Carnival City. Tickets and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.
All right, guys, EFC Africa 21, probably one of the nicest fight cards that I've seen in a while. One of the fights that I want us to discuss is Boyd Allen against Henry Botha making his debut. What did you think of this fight, mate?
I think Henry was thrown in there for the slaughter. Boyd riding an impressive win streak. For Henry to have taken the fight, big up guy, much respect for that.
Definitely.
Taking on Boyd on debut. I really hope Henry goes back to the drawing board, doesn't let this get to his head, come back and fight the way we know he can fight. Boyd, my man, what an impressive performance. Boyd totally dominated that fight from beginning to end. Yeah, that big slam happened, but he prevented the takedowns like I really did not think he could. And he just climbed another level up on the respect scale for me.
Yeah, definitely, man.
He's legit. He needs a crack at the gold in whichever weight class. I understand the complexity of why he can't at this point in time, but Boyd's the real deal. That guy's got gold in his future.
Definitely, man. Then the fight of the night, Tiny against Lance. I have not seen heavyweights go 3 rounds, be that tired and that bloody in a very long time. It was really just an all-out slugfest. I feel that Tiny had the upper hand at the beginning of the first round. He could have ended that fight. Maybe did not use enough initiative going forward.
Maybe the years of experience on Lance's side. I also thought Tiny was about to end that fight, and Lance just somehow stuck in there, putting up arguably one of the more exciting heavyweight fights we've seen in EFC history.
I agree.
And let me be honest, I didn't give the fight much chance of excitement. I thought we were looking at a quick first round, kind of minute and a half, 2 minutes. One of the fighters are going to land something big and go down. Boy, they landed a lot of big things and no one ever went down, man. So respect to those two big boys. It was a good fight, guys.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Then of course we had JC Lumbraff picking up a weight class, Jason Calverwell dropping a weight class. I know a lot of people saw this fight ending much different than what it did. JC went in there, he dominated. He's such a strong person. I think that middleweight is definitely a weight that suits him better.
Yeah.
I think that he has definitely rung a bell in the middleweight division, and we're going to see some explosive things from this boy.
I really believe so. I've come a long way back with JC from the beginning days in MMA, for him at least, and middleweight I think is where he's going to stay. I believe that's the market at this point in time. I'd really like to see JC up against a top tier middleweight next and have him tested. So let's see. I'm glad he's got him back into the W column against a formidable opponent like Jason. And from here on, the kid's still young and he's got a future ahead of him in this game, and he proved it last night.
Definitely. Then of course one of our favorites, David Bierski against
the Bierski Army, my man.
That fight also
clinical.
Very much a power game from David. He went in, you can see that he's definitely worked on his stand-up. He's a little tighter, a lot of power, a lot of just hard work that you can see his camp has put into him. Definitely, I think he's someone to look out for in the welterweight division right now.
David's always been a dangerous welterweight, and as long as me and him's been in the sport and been very tight, I've always told him if David Bierski shows up with those eyes, he is definitely dangerous, and I saw those eyes again last night, and Dave put up a performance like I've never really seen. I think that must be the greatest performance I've ever seen from David Bierski. Total dominance, one-way traffic, took a couple of leg kicks, ranging, finding, but he really put a beating on Radley, and impressive win. He's going to be a force going forward.
Definitely. Then of course we had the number one contendership fight, Bernardo against Soares. In my personal opinion, neither of those two fighters are going to give Andrew van Zyl a run for his money. No disrespect towards them. Andrew is just on a whole different level. I was very disappointed by Bernardo. But very impressed with Soares as well. But as I said,
That man's tough. Let me tell you that I was a meter odd away from the fence, and Bernardo was landing the hammer. He was landing a lot of those hammers on that guy's head, and
also had him in the first round. He had him
in that first round. I thought he was going down. Soares was in trouble, and somehow, like he did against Ricky, that man just, I don't know. He's got a cobalt chin. He can't be knocked down. I don't know. I'd really like to have seen him have to challenge Ruan first to get to Van Zyl, because going to Van Zyl right now I think is the bad call. He's not going to get past Van Zyl, no way. And then we've wasted a title fight. So yeah, well, respect to the guys. They put up a big fight, but that's our take on it. That's how we see it. Got to talk about that Gareth Bursky versus Francois Groenewald fight.
Monkey ears against Franaconda. It's definitely a big surprise to me. I thought it would be a lengthy battle.
I believed it too, yeah.
I did expect it going the way that it did go, but not in the fashion and not as quickly as it did though.
I was a little disappointed in the end, purely because I know this fight has been asked for years. For it to end so quickly then left kind of like a moment in my mind. But Gareth put up an impressive performance, especially the way he said that he knew he had to punch off the back foot. He knew he was going to have to knock this guy out going backwards, and then did it just that way. Impressive knockout. That man has explosion in his hands. Taliart now, Francois, he really hits hard, and I really think the fight at featherweight I want to see next is Boyd versus Gareth. The fight that should have been, let's make it the fight that could be.
I think it's a very intelligent fight. I spoke to Francois afterwards. That Francois actually cuts absolutely no weight.
Yeah, if anything, he picks up some muscle to fight at featherweight.
That's why I think bantam might be much better suited to him. Being one of the smaller guys, I think at bantamweight he would be an absolute force to be reckoned with.
Francois drops down to welterweight, and mark my words, within 12 months the guy will be fighting for the belt, if not the champion. He's really good. I really think the only real challenge we got to worry about at bantam, if I was in Francois' camp, maybe Matt Bursky, maybe. Yeah. Except for that, I think he'll absolutely run through that division.
Yeah, definitely, man. Then, of course, one of my favorites, Ruan Potts,
got the guy on the interview just now, guys. Check it out.
Put a beating on his opponent, 37 seconds, the fastest submission in EFC history. Such a humble guy, but when he walked into the cage, it was a different person that walked in there.
You could see he was ready.
It's business. It's business.
Ruan seemed to me to be hungry. I've got an old saying that goes, the wolf atop of the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. And Ruan's been right at the pinnacle of the sport. He's been carrying the sport in our country and abroad. And having had his title fight against Van Zyl, lost his belt, I don't think he went much down that hill, but I think it just put him that one little step back, put things in perspective for him. And he came out on fight night, and I could see it was a different Ruan, man. That guy was there to prove a point, and damn, did he prove a point. He really did.
Definitely. Then, of course, our title bout, a little disappointing. I know a lot of fans wanted to see a war. Obviously Hassan coming in, being a jiu-jitsu specialist, Pena coming in with a little bit more wrestling. I was looking forward to a 5-rounder. Seriously, I was looking forward to a 5-rounder. What's your take on this?
My prediction was Pena in the 4th by TKO. He looked sharp leading up to this fight. I really believed it had been going well for him, and it ended disappointingly. We called it in our last show that it's a waste of a title fight, and it ended up being an anti-climax waste of a title fight. For a number one contender to be in a cage, you have a crack at that damn belt, guy. I don't care, unless your leg is off your body, get up and go out there and go get knocked out for the fans. You fight for the fans at the end of the day, and they came and paid good money to see a good fight, which you did not deliver. So I don't know, go talk somewhere else, whatever the case may be, but come back and fight. I don't know how you could. Pena, the guy's legit, he's racking up wins. Definitely his easiest win of them all, and I don't know what to do with him. I really don't know. What do you do with
There is no one else. Look, in my personal opinion, in my personal opinion, the obvious choice here would be Boyd. They are fighting in the same camp. Obviously, they will not be fighting one another. Would it not be more intelligent for Penna to vacate his title, go down to bantamweight, as he is better suited to bantamweight? Boyd is a natural featherweight, and then maybe Fight Fit Militia try and take those titles.
I don't know. I don't know if it's for us really to decide. Opinion-wise, yes, the fight to make is Boyd and Penna, but if I was Penna, I would also not vacate my belt. As long as I'm winning, there's no reason for me to leave my division. So, and the fact that the #1 contender is your sparring partner, it just speaks words for how good Boyd is and how good Penna is. So I don't know what to do going forward. Who do we give next to the Wolf? But he's chewing them up and spitting them out. Much respect, guy. Much respect.
Yeah, definitely, man. CageSide will be releasing a special on EFC Africa 21. Massive thank you to Graham and to Cairo for allowing CageSide to be there. We have a couple of interviews with a lot of guys. Please check us out. We're going to release that special soon. And from EFC Africa 21, let's go on to UFC 162.
I'm mad!
UFC 162, arguably the biggest upset in the history of MMA.
In the history of our sport, the greatest fighter to ever grace the octagon goes and gets knocked out because he's cocky. Make no mistake, I stick to my guns. Weidman's not that good, but Weidman is for now the guy that slayed Silva. We got a video coming up just now in our video of the month. Check it out, guys. I can't believe it. It's still a bit surreal to think that Anderson Silva lost. As long as I've been involved in this sport, the man's never lost. So
no doubt.
Something crazy, man. Something crazy.
Awesome.
Guys, then we caught up with two of the greatest athletes in our country for some exclusive interviews. Thank you very, very much. My main man, Wes here, caught up with Michiel Opperman, the welterweight champion, as well as the one and only Ruan Potts. Check it out, guys.
Ruan Bangs Potts, the dominant, undefeated EFC Africa heavyweight champion. Calm under pressure and with killer instinct, Potts is the most dangerous man on the continent.
Ruan Potts successfully defends his title, EFC Africa Heavyweight Champion!
EFC Africa presents Africa's greatest warriors.
What's up, guys? CageSide with Wes Rage. I'm here with former EFC Africa heavyweight champion, one of the greatest athletes on this continent, Ruan Potts. My man, thank you so much for joining us in our cage. This is our new location. This is where we're going to be doing stuff from. My man, I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions. The fans out there want to know about Ruan Potts. So just tell us about you and you know, where you come from. The first question, what is your background in martial arts? Where did it all start?
Basically, it's all started with judo. Basically, I started when I was 16 years old in judo, and I entered South Africa the championships. You know, and I actually won. You know, 16, 17 years old, I got a gold medal and got my South African colours, and it all went from there. You know, and I competed a few more years and went overseas. And I'd say about 5.5, 6 years ago, I started. I actually saw the whole MMA scene. I did mouth guards for everybody, all the gyms and stuff, and I saw the gym, saw a mixed martial arts gym, and obviously everybody knows the UFC and everybody watched the UFC. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm sure I can do this sort of stuff. And little did I know it was, you know, quite as hectic as it was. And I literally did all the disciplines individually. You know, I did boxing on its own, wrestling on its own, BJJ on its own, and you know, the Muay Thai and everything else. And the end of the day, you know, that's what you got to do. You got to do each individual discipline, and obviously mix martial arts together, and join the lot together. That's how I got started. I started competing. And
Like a complete all-around athlete.
that's it. You've got to.
That's awesome. Now, coming back to you making mouth guards, a lot of the fans out there want to know, where does the nickname Fangs come from?
Yeah, well, Fangs, a lot of people will know, like Orlovsky and stuff. He's got the Fangs mouth guards, you know, back in the day. And now, obviously, everybody's got it, you know. But I mean, I was one of the first people in the whole world actually to make those mouth guards, you know. I made them with custom designs and everything else. And yeah, I'm still doing it now, you know. I've set up a laboratory and, you know, doing custom gum shields, you know. The thing is, you've got to do the genuine things. The people's teeth get knocked out with the cheaper stuff. And, you know, obviously safety is the main thing in the sport.
Talking about mouth guards, make sure you guys stay tuned in. Gianluca, he's talking about mouth guards in his little section. Then, Ruan, you've been with the EFC for quite some time now. Who has been your toughest opponent that you've faced?
I've had quite a few tough opponents, you know. A lot of them are pretty good and a lot of them are very good, you know. I wouldn't actually distinguish and say one's different or one's stronger than the other or anything. I'd say probably my most technical opponent was probably Norman Vessels.
Yeah.
Most skilled opponent at playing my own game, obviously Andrew van Zyl. You know, he saw my game, worked on his strengths and worked on my weaknesses, and you know, that's what I've gone back to the drawing board, and obviously, as you've seen, I've worked on that and I've specialised in fixing it, and that's what I'm here to do. And I'm here to get my title back. I'm here to get my belt back.
Hope you're listening, Andrew van Zyl. All right, now, with you being one of the most important athletes in the EFC, when you look around at the younger guys coming in right now, who do you see as a rising talent, and maybe someone that's going to carry the company forward in the future?
You've got obviously a lot of fighters, you know, a lot of young fighters. You've got a lot of young fighters that are already in the EFC that are already doing well. I mean, you've got obviously the likes of Don Madge, you've got the likes of Kieran Skinner. He's an up and comer. I'm not sure if he's actually signed yet with the EFC.
Yes,
I think he has. And you know, phenomenal guys. You know, they obviously lack a few skills. I'm not saying Don Madge and everybody, but I'm saying generalizing over everybody. A lot of them lacking a few skills, but they've got very strong and a lot of strengths on certain skills. So that's the thing. I mean, they're young, and today's day and age, the guys are learning so quickly. So they can just capitalize on their strengths and, you know, work on their weaknesses. And the guys are doing well. And the guys are, you can see even from 3 years ago how the level's increasing month by month.
No, definitely. I mean, like 3 years ago, we had a lot of brawlers doing MMA, and I think with a lot of them being introduced to the sport right now, you know, you've got a few more pure athletes coming through, and that's why you see a lot of the older guys moving up for the younger guys coming up.
Are you trying to say something? I know.
No.
I'm 35 years old. I know that. I'm 35. Come on, guys. Randy Couture's 49. I've still got a few years to go. No, seriously.
Listen, I think everybody in the entire South Africa knows just what a big Ruan Potts fan I am. So, you know, hey, Ruan Potts forever. All right, then, Ruan, new record for a submission at EFC Africa, 37 seconds. Devastating when you had there. Where to from here? Is there any use in you fighting another opponent before you get a title shot? I mean, is there really anyone else in the pool worthy of you taking them on, or is this a title shot from here?
In all honesty, you know, I mean, there's lots of worthy opponents, should I say, to fight at heavyweight division. But obviously they've got to work up the ranks. I've worked up the ranks, got to the top, and they've got to work the ranks up and get to the top. You know, obviously Saul Schroebler's doing a very good job. He's done a good job, and now he's got a title shot. You know, so hats off to him. You know, may the best man win. Obviously, Saul's a lovely guy, and you know, you can see his skill set's gaining and getting better with every single fight. And yeah, you know, I'm sure he'll go and look at Andrew's game, and I'm sure Andrew will look at his game, and it's going to be a very good fight. So I wish them both luck, and you know, may the best man win.
Definitely. All right, Ruan, now after taking your title back, which I am a firm believer will happen, I'm pretty sure you're a firm believer of that as well. Where to from there? I know that you really want to, you know, try and stick your fingers out there, maybe get into the UFC, something like that. What is your plan going forward with that?
Yeah, obviously one step at a time. You know, some people are saying maybe I should have a Ricky Machalis fight. You know, in all honesty, if you're going to show up, yeah, then I'll take the fight. You know, but it wasn't very good what they did, or what he did. But anyway, you know, it's water under the bridge. And realistically, you know, that's what I went forward, and I went to the next fight. You know, I'm just an athlete. I love the sport, and I just want to carry on fighting, and I want to get my title back. I want to get my belt back, So whoever the EFC puts me up against, I'm there to do it. But inevitably, yes. I mean, obviously everybody works to get to the top. If I get my title back, obviously the next step is the UFC. You know, you want to enter the world ranks. And, you know, I've trained with the guys overseas. The guys are good overseas. And, you know, I've upped my level. So at the end of the day, you know, when I'm good enough, obviously, then I'll be able to get to the UFC, and I think I'm close there. You know, I'm really looking at it. I've got a lot of obviously international guys looking at me, and you know, I think I'm ready. But let's prove it to the fans. Let's prove it to the UFC.
No doubt. Ruan, any advice for the young guys out there? You know, back in the day, you would have karate classes, Muay Thai classes, stuff like that. MMA is becoming a complete sport now. We have MMA gyms like the one we're in right now. What advice do you have for the young guys out there getting started, and the guys that have started already and trying to up their game? You know, maybe trying to get into the EFC to that next level of MMA competitiveness.
Yeah, for the youngsters, in all honesty, you know, guys just go to practice, train. You know, even as young as 5 years old, 6 years old, the kids are starting out. Obviously not throwing punches at each other and stuff, but, you know, getting the throws. They're throwing on the high jump mat, you know, throwing loads of good throws at each other, doing a bit of wrestling, a bit of ground. Obviously, the guys are very young, you know, you're going to push them too hard, but just to get in the game. If you're looking at America, they're starting wrestling from that age too. So MMA, it's exactly the same thing. I know there's 1 or 2 schools, which is a very good thing. That's actually started MMA and it's actually put it as one of their school sports in South Africa. So that's a first, and hopefully that continues. But in all honesty, the kids have to, you know, just go train and, you know, check out, especially when you're young, check out all the gyms, guys. Don't just go to one gym, check it out and say, I want to stick with this gym. Check it out, and if you enjoy it, that's the main thing. You've got to enjoy the sport. You can't go there if you're not enjoying it, taking, you know, a lot of knocks and everything. It's fine if you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, you're taking the knocks, try another gym. If you try another gym and you still don't like it, then maybe the sport's not for you. You know, some people love it. Some people use MMA just for fitness. At the end of the day, you've got to enjoy what you do, and you've got to have a passion for what you do.
That's it, man. If you don't like doing MMA, rather become Snide MMA SA. He's pretty good at talking trash and not actually fighting. All right, Ruan, obviously there's a massive team behind you. You know, the guys that you support. Any shout-outs that you want to give out to them?
Most definitely, you know, I've got great sponsors, RDG, Rex Different Gearbox, you know, you guys, great team, Rick and Gal, awesome. Thank you for everything you've done, and obviously I couldn't do the sport without you guys. And obviously I've got a lot of, you know, my other sponsors, you know, that obviously back me all the time, have been with me for a long time. Muscle Farm, Bad Boy, we've got Mr. Shelf, my latest sponsor that's come on board. We've got Cinemagic at home, and, you know, we've got DNA also, you know, guys that's also, you know, they've got the oxygen chamber and stuff, look after us, our recovery and everything else. And yeah, you guys, thanks everything. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my fans, friends, family, but most of all fans. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. Thanks for the last support and the last fight, really appreciate it. And I'm going to get the title back for you.
Awesome stuff, man. Guys, Ruan Potts, please check him out on Twitter and on Facebook. His address is here at the bottom. Make sure you check him out, support this man. He's coming back for his title. Ruan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, guys.
Guys, it's Wes, CageSide with Ruan Potts. I'm out.
Cheers, guys.
The EFC Africa welterweight dark horse, Michiel Opperman. A Kyokushin karate champion on a massive 8-fight win streak, Opperman dominates with a dangerous ground game.
Oh my goodness! Michiel gets the submission victory! Opperman's rise continues at EFC Africa.
EFC Africa presents Africa's greatest warriors.
What's up, guys? I'm here with EFC Africa welterweight champion Michiel the Dark Horse Opperman. My man, thank you so much for joining us on the show in our new surroundings. Thank you so very much. Michiel, let's get this interview off because the fans want to know all about you guys. Please tell us about your martial arts background and where it all started.
I come from a boxing family. My grandfather was a Springbok boxer, and then my father did a bit of, I think, JK or Shotokan, and so for me it was just a natural development going into karate. And I first started with like more racket, like kickboxing, and then from there I wanted to go do more something traditional, so I went into Kyokushin, where I stayed for a very long time. I travelled the world and fought in the world, and which was very, very nice. I saw the biggest fighters in Africa, in the world, in Japan, stayed there for 6 weeks, trained with like the biggest guys. It was incredible. It's like a big training camp in the middle of a mountain, so it's like every traditional. So you go out
awesome,
there,
man.
yeah, you sleep on a futon, they give you like a kimono to wear all the time, go like in a communal bath. So it sounds dodgy,
What,
but it's,
communal bath?
yeah, that's how they
We'll
do
cut
it.
that out, okay.
you get like a little pot like this you have to sit on and wash yourself, so it's quite interesting. It was incredible. I went to Russia, fought there as well, had some vodka with those guys, so that was quite
That
active.
dark vodka is badass, eh? Definitely. Don't try that, eh? Seriously, you forget everything. Jägermeister is nothing. Alright, then Michiel, you came from a horrible losing streak, probably one of the worst losing streaks that I've ever seen in my life, to come out with one of the best winning streaks in this country. If I'm not mistaken, you are possibly the fighter in the EFC with the longest winning record, not inside of the EFC, but with your fights outside as well.
Yeah.
Where did you realize, listen, maybe for MMA I'm doing something wrong, I'm going to change something, and what did you change about your whole game?
I think the whole time for me it's a development, so I need to, it's not just the win is obviously very important. Being an athlete, you have to win, that's very important, but there are bigger challenges, bigger goals that I need to reach, and long-term goals that I had to reach. So I fought, for instance, I fought Donovan Hawkey, which was the best at that stage. He knocked me out. Then I fought James Rennie, and I fought him on the ground, and he's a submission fighter. So I challenged guys on where they were good the whole time. So I developed in that stages the whole time. So at that stage of my career, the win wasn't the most important part for me. It was getting better, getting my skill level up, because I want to be the best grappler there is, I want to be the best boxer there is, I want to be the best wrestler. It's important in all different facets of MMA that I must be the best. So for that, I have to challenge the best at their level, what they are good at, just to get to their level.
No, definitely. And well, by cauliflower ears, we can see that this man's submissions is the real deal because of that fact.
Yeah, wrestlers don't get black belts, they get cauliflower.
Now, in your previous few bouts, you disposed of Martin van Staden, Jadison Costa, and Dino very, very, very quickly. I mean, it was, for guys of their caliber, those matches actually went a little faster than what the crowd and what anybody else in the know would have thought that it would go. Is it a letdown when you have such a long training camp and you're preparing for someone of such a great caliber, and then you quite simply go in and you finish it too quickly?
Yeah, I must say with Dino and Martin, at least he went sort of middle first. Dino went to second round, Martin like middle, so that was okay. That wasn't. But with Costa, I was very disappointed because I felt the choke wasn't as deep. I wouldn't have tapped from that choke that he tapped from. So that's why I smacked him on the back of his head, because I was like just disappointed. Why do you tap?
Yeah, it was more forearm than what it was an actual.
No, it wasn't. It was like choking just across his jaw as well. So it wasn't completely on. I was disappointed. I wanted to go. I mean, it was like a 10-week. I have to give up everything just to fight. Yes, but still, rather have a fight like that than go 5 rounds and be all cut up and stuff like that. That's why you do all the hard hours to train and put it in.
Definitely.
Good performance.
Now, you have become somewhat of a submission specialist, if you want to say that, but of course, what a lot of the fans don't know is that your stand-up, especially coming from CIT, your stand-up, your K1, your Kyokushin karate, which is the badass karate. That's the karate where you watch Knockout Sports World and they kick the living crap out of you. When you go into a match, what do you prefer? A roll on the ground or a stand-up slugfest?
I want to fight. Wherever it goes. If we grapple, if we stand up, if we wrestle, this is MMA. You can't, the days of Chuck Liddell are over. You can't just be a stand-up specialist and just run away if you go to the ground. Look at John Jones, Shoal Sonnen. Those guys are good wrestlers, but they've got the boxing skill and the submission skill. So you can't just be one-faceted anymore. It's like a rugby player. You can't be just be able to pass or kick. You need to tackle, you need to run, you need to sidestep. And that's the modern age of MMA. You need to do everything. Wow.
Definitely. As Ruan Potts said in his interview as well, it's very, very important to be a all-round athlete. I mean, none of the champions are single-minded champions.
No.
It's no use for that. Now, you train out of CIT. You train with Drickus, with Marcus, with Leon, lightweight contender, facing.
I think you face Don Madge.
Yeah, he's going to face Don Madge for the title, definitely.
Yeah.
Training with guys of that caliber, what does that add to your game?
That's why my face looks like it looks.
Yeah,
because, because you have to face those guys every day. And obviously, if you fight those type of guys every day, that's with the training partners, you will get up. You will get better. I mean, not just my training partners, my coaches went through the same sort of thing. Attila, he's one of the best wrestlers in the country, not even the best. And I think he said to me the other day, he was a professional athlete at 14, so communist country, wrestling the whole time. So he's really, really good. And I mean, Mornay as well, he's been wrestling since a kid. He knows K1, he knows stand-up. If you get all those facets together, there's no way you can't get better. You will get better. You will become the best. So I'm very grateful to have a team like that.
Yeah, definitely. Little tidbit for you guys. I got it from a very reliable source, the Italian stallion, Gianluca himself. When you
secrets now.
when you used to coach karate before a big championship or something like that, you would scribble down a little note and give that to them. You know, he showed me one. It's just this little piece of paper with a little bit of pure ass motivational message.
Yeah.
Tell us about this, because that's awesome.
I'm really big into motivational things. I'm always have a motivational book that I'm busy reading, or like motivational videos. I'm very big into that. I feel that there are people out there to pick you up and keep you going, especially motivational biographies about people that are just down in the dumps. And they just change their mindset about life, about fighting, about all of that stuff.
Like someone that had a losing
exactly.
streak and ends up with an 8-fight win streak.
Exactly. Training is 90% physical, 10% mind. When you go into the cage or into the ring, it's 90% your mind and 10% your body. Because if your mind is strong enough to push through the pain, push through the chokes, push through everything, then you'll win. But you have to train your mind, you have to train your emotions, you have to train being positive, being out there the whole time. And that's why I'm very big into that. And when we used to go away on like big tours, I'll sort of look different stuff up from different guys, or like Muhammad Ali said this, or this girl, Ronda Ramsey said this, or whoever said something, I'll give it to the girl, or I'll give it to someone like Gianluca. So I thought, suit his like fighting style or who he is. So I must say that essays that he's talking about, we had like a clean streak. I think everybody took all the championships. So I think definitely it helped.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Not just a champion inside the cage, but a champion outside as well. And you know, that's really an attribute that a lot of athletes in the sport does not have. And it's nice to see that coming from someone, you know, that's so humble and grounded like you.
Yeah.
All right, now, a lot of guys out there starting out, a lot of guys maybe being stuck in a rut at this point in time. Any message you want to give out to the guys? Some inspiration to them? You know, what can they do to make themselves better?
Stand up, never give up, and look up. That's the only. If you do that, you'll be okay.
That's sick, man. Okay, I had a chat with Cairo today. I believe that the bout with Dino has been confirmed.
Yeah.
23rd of September.
Yeah.
How are you preparing for this bout compared to how Dino's prepared? What have you added to your arsenal? And what message do you have for Dino?
I'm just training my ass off. So I just up the level. So I do like 2-3 sessions a day. So it's pretty intense and pretty hard.
Yeah, because you work as well.
Yeah. So I have to wake up at 4, go gym, or go train, go to work, see if I can't get like an hour off in between patients, go to the gym, and then I have to be back at the dojo about 3 o'clock, 4:30. And then we hit it until about 7, 7:30. So it's a crazy day. And I mean, to do it one day a week, it's okay. But to do it every day for week on week, then your body takes some strain. But again, I have some goals in the fight with Dino itself. But there's bigger goals to this entire career. I need to look forward, I need to look past this fight, but I have to focus on Dino as well. So I just think that Dino seriously lacks on the ground, and this is MMA. We're going to go to the ground some of the time. We're not going to stay standing the whole time.
Not that you mind, because your stand-up is sick.
So we can go there as well, but again, I'm focusing on getting my stand-up up the bar, and as well as trying to finish on the ground. So I think Dino trains hard, he's fit, so he just runs around a lot. It's like 800-meter athlete, just keeps going and going and going. So I'll have to push him in the corners, see if I can't get him there, and then work it from there.
That's awesome.
But again, it's fighting, anything can happen.
Damn right. Everybody walks in with a plan until they get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson, that's how we roll.
All right. Obviously, there's a massive team behind you. A lot of guys that support you. Please give a shout out to them. You know, your sponsors, your friends, your family, everyone.
I'd just like to say thanks to Team Sati, my coaches Morne, Visser and Atilabana, they're legends, and everybody back at home. And then as well to Bad Boy, 8 Limbs, Jet Patcher, those guys keep the wheels moving. And obviously my wife, that keeps the practice going, because she's also a chiropractor. So when I'm off training, she's working her ass off to keep me doing my passion. So she's a big inspiration, The Rock.
That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching this interview. Michiel, thanks so much
Thanks
for rocking
having
up.
me.
That's it, guys. Check out Michiel's details here at the bottom. Please check out our athletes, support our athletes. This man's going to rock up on the 23rd of September. Big fight with Dino. Hey man, where's CageSide out? That's it, man. 2 of the most humble people I have ever met in my life. Look, everyone knows what a big Ruan Potts fan I am, but what about Michiel Opperman, hey?
What humble guys, man. Those 2 interviews were something special to have guys that you see compete under the big lights and put up big shows, hold the gold, be the champions, and then talk to them in real life and realize that they're such down-to-earth, grounded guys, and the reason they're at the top is because they work their asses off for it.
Damn right, man. Then guys, as usual, as we've asked in the previous shows, if you do have upcoming events, let us know about them. Let us tell you about what is coming up. We got the Warriors Apprentice happening on the 24th of August. That's in Centurion, Shido Centurion. We have Cage Wars coming up on the 10th of August. Get into contact with Jürgen.
Great event. Jürgen always puts up a good event, guys. Check it out.
Alright, then we have Fight Style 4 happening on the 31st of August. Grant from Smack Talk.
We've spoken about his event many times, man.
High-rated event. Make sure you guys go and check it out. And then we have Imagine FC4 booked for the 5th of October. Of course, the big comeback of Jock Law and Order You Bag going to be on that.
That fight's going to happen now eventually. Jock and Warren's going to go toe-to-toe, and like we spoke about it last time, we showed you some video as well. Imagine puts up a phenomenal show. Chris, the 2 Chris's down there, and Steven, they put up great shows. If you're down by the coast when that happens on the 5th, make sure that you don't miss that.
Damn right, man. Like we said, guys, if you don't tell us about your event, we can't tell the fans about it, and we want you guys to attend every single MMA event out there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's it, man. Let's get into our second installment of MMA Essentials with Gianluca.
Hey guys, welcome to MMA Essentials with Luca. Today we're going to be talking about mouth protection, in particular the gum guards. Guys, this is a really important piece of equipment that we got here. I would probably say, apart from the groin guard, the most important piece of equipment that you're going to have, so don't skimp on this, guys. Basically, you're looking at 2 different kinds of gum guards that you can have. You've got the boil and bite, and you've got the dentist's alternative, which you can get specifically made to your teeth. Now guys, there is a little difference in price. Obviously the dentist alternative is more expensive, but if you've got crooked teeth or missing a few teeth or looking for something that fits a lot more snug, and you want to be a little bit more cautious with your mouth protection, the dentist alternative is definitely the way to go. The boil and bite, a little bit questionable, especially if you're looking to take your fighting a lot more seriously, guys. In terms of price, you're looking at about between 50 and 150 bucks for the boil and bite, and you're looking from about 350 bucks upwards for the custom-made alternative. I would highly recommend the custom-made alternative. It fits like a glove. It's specifically for you, offers better protection. It's not going to fall out of your mouth when you talk, when you train, or do anything like that, especially if you're going to take some serious shots to your mouth. You don't want your gum protection falling out. Also, highly recommended. Always get yourself a nice little carry case for your gum protector. This is just for hygiene purposes, as well as just looking after the stuff that you have. You've gone and spent a bit of money. You might as well look after what you've got. Guys, that's basically it. See you guys next time on episode 3, where we'll be talking about boxing gloves. Guys, take it easy. Train hard, fight easy. Cheers.
Alright guys, that's about all that we have time for. As usual, like we said, we're going to play out with our video of the month. This is Wes.
I'm the Rage.
Catch CageSide.
Clips you on the chin and puts you in La La Land right there. We didn't think we would see it happen, but we saw it happen. And I don't think it's a good thing for Anderson. I love Anderson Silva. He's my favorite fighter of all time. Still, Anderson Silva will go down in history as one of the greatest martial artists best ever. I believe the greatest. But I think this is good. I think this is good for the sport. I think this is good for young fighters. I think this is good for martial arts, period. Don't